The billionaire's grandmother faked an illness to lure him to the hospital just to push him into marriage. When he told his assistant to fetch the finest doctors available, the assistant marched a crowd of women straight into the hospital room instead. Before the billionaire could react, his grandmother sat up from the hospital bed and said he had to pick one of the women to marry that day. The billionaire hated this forced marriage scheme deeply, so he claimed he needed to head back to the office to work overtime, then left without a single backward glance. After leaving the hospital room, he ordered his assistant to replace everyone around him with men, even the housekeeper. Meanwhile, Annie, a single mom, had just lost her job that included room and board. As she wondered where she and her son would live, she spotted a job posting released by the billionaire's assistant. Though the listing required a male housekeeper, Annie was drawn to the generous salary and free lodging. She immediately bought a wig and disguised herself as a man to interview at the billionaire's mansion. She thought the interview would be simple, but the billionaire pulled the wig off every applicant one by one to weed out women pretending to be men. Many women wearing fake hair got exposed by him. Just as Annie thought she would get caught too, her young son suddenly ran into the room and called her Dad. The billionaire believed children never lied, so he hired Annie on the spot. The little boy cheered, saying they finally had a place to stay. But the assistant reminded Annie that housekeepers were not allowed to bring children to live with them. Annie lied that she was a single dad who could not be separated from her son. The billionaire sympathized with her struggle of raising a child alone, so he made an exception and let her bring the boy to live there. Annie moved into the billionaire's mansion soon after. While she unpacked her luggage, her son told her he left his school bag out in the yard. She told him to go get it, unaware that the billionaire's grandmother was out there as well. The grandmother was currently very distressed, desperate to have a great-grandchild. Right then, the little boy ran past her. When the grandmother saw his face, she realized he looked identical to the billionaire when he was a kid. She strongly suspected the boy was her great-grandson. The boy ran off too quickly. By the time she fastened her wheelchair safety belt and chased after him, he was already gone. Luckily, she pulled several strands of the boy's hair, and she planned to order a paternity test with the samples. Elsewhere, the assistant had just finished bathing the billionaire's dog when he found women's lingerie inside the laundry hamper. He rushed to hand the garments over to the billionaire. Annie panicked the second she spotted her breast pads in his hands. The billionaire questioned whether she had been sent by his grandmother to trick him. Desperate to keep her job, Annie quickly lied that those items were the popular shoulder pads sold everywhere recently. The billionaire still harbored doubts, but Annie added that she admired his broad shoulders so much that she bought the pads to make her own shoulders look wider like his. He secretly felt flattered by her compliment. He then demanded an explanation for the pair of pantyhose he found. Annie racked her brain for a long time, and finally claimed she used them to cover her head.